want to come back and drill. You really want to come back and drill down on. So Catherine is going to put, well, actually, we don't need it now. 3 people. Becky, tell me which one of the worksheets that you did, and do you want me to remind you what they were?
Yes.
Okay, let's put up the poll. Let's put up the poll. Mission statement, storytelling essentials, preparing to speak, or turning fear into fire. If it's,
I'm sorry, I was focused on my pitch. I would say preparing to speak, because you never know when, what your situation is going to be. It's always, and for us, we have different types of clients. So kind of getting to read on the room or read on the person to know what that pitch should sound like. So I'm not pitching to somebody that would be like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
right. Okay. So preparing to speak and kind of knowing your audience when you might not know who's in the room. So how do you tailor it to the people? Okay. Perfect. Your audience. And Michelle, which one was the most difficult for you?
Maybe a little bit on storytelling. It was just kind of ironic because we do brand strategy and design and we're all about storytelling, but it's a little bit different when you're telling your story and versus working with others on their story. So we probably don't spend as much time thinking about our own story as we're thinking about our client's story.
Isn't that funny? Isn't it so much like physician, heal thyself, right? I am the same way. If you look at my social media, I don't post anything. I don't do anything. I'm just too tired, right? Hairdressers are the same thing. Their hair is always a mess because they're always working on somebody else's head, right? And so it's physician, heal thyself, which is beautiful about this particular training is that you're taking time to work on the business for yourself. So storytelling, Michelle Thompson, that's yours. So, Miss Kendra Alexander, what was the one that was most challenging for you?
That's the same for me, would be storytelling. I have a lot of stories that I can tell, but I need to tell the one that people are going to connect with. And that is really capturing what I want them to know.
Right, it seems relevant.
Right.
Yeah. I want to say just very quickly, is that sometimes what's really good, and I do tell some of my clients this, is to have an arsenal of stories just ready to go. Stuff that you've said over 100,000 million times. Think about the stories that you've heard your in-laws or your husband tell 1,000,000 times, right? Like, well, I've heard the story 100 times. Those are the stories that you need to keep in kind of like your back pocket to pull out that are universal. And we'll get to that in a little bit. Miss Colleen, how are you? Welcome. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. Colleen yes. And Joanne just joined. Oh my goodness, this is looking amazing. There was somebody else on. There was an A. Ruff. I saw a name, A. Ruff.
Yes.
Did she drop off?
That was Angela from our staff, and she had to drop off to focus on other duties.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to let her connect a little bit. Joanne, how are you doing? We'll get to her. Well, Joanne, when you get a second, let me see your face. You can put your video on. We're just starting right now, trying to kind of regroup, remind ourselves about the training that was going on last time and the worksheets that we went through. And we're asking everybody which worksheet was the most difficult one for everyone on the call. And the majority are saying storytelling. In second place is preparing to speak. Lucky for you, Joanne, when you're on today, we're going to get a lot of deep practice. Hi, how are you? Good to see you.
I'm okay. I had a hard time getting in it. The link wasn't working.
Yeah, everyone was saying that. Well, we're glad that you're here. We're glad you're here. So we could just jump right in. Of the worksheets that we worked on last time, and you were with us last time, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Which one was the most challenging?
I agree with the getting prepared to speak part.
Tell me why.
I get butterflies. And start to stutter a little. It's mostly
okay.
nerves, I think.
Nerves. Yep. Perfect. We're going to get through that today. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 attendees from last time. And so we actually can do a breakout if we want, Catherine, in a little bit, because they're half and half. So why don't we do this? Why don't we pull up preparing to speak? Let's pull that up real quickly, that document, and let's walk through it. For the purposes of Kendra and Michelle, I think that you'll get a lot out of this as well. But we're going to target, all of us are going to work on this and target to help Becky and Joanne find out what part of this assignment was a barrier or a sticking point to get them out. And then we're going to help them share their pitch to really refine it so it feels effortless. So if you can pull up the document and share the document for me, Catherine, and let's get to the part of preparing to speak, and we'll just go through that again, just to refresh everybody. And then we'll take that document off and we'll have a discussion about what part of those is difficult. And then I'm going to give you the trade secrets. Okay, we're going to get into this on this incredible Tuesday. All right, so that was the mission statement. No one had real problems with that one. So we're going to scroll up from that a little bit. We'll come back to storytelling in a little bit. Preparing to speak, boom. All right, let's do this. Let's make it a full screen so they can see the entire document. Preparing to speak, whether it's a board presentation, media interview, podcast, TED Talk, whatever. You have to create a blueprint around your message before you deliver it. I was working with the CEO of his manufacturing company just last week, and he has trouble doing prepared statements. He has trouble reading on camera. He has trouble just becoming dynamic if there is a screen. And it all comes down into preparation. I'm going to tell you, nothing, absolutely nothing will replace this. Anyone that you see that feels effortless when they're communicating on screen or off has prepared those words like it is something that they were bored with. You almost have to be over prepared to come across effortlessly when you're talking about your company and when you're pitching. Let's scroll up a little bit, Miss Catherine. So here are some tools we're going to remind each other. Know your audience. Now, Becky said this was a difficult part, okay? What do they know? How well do they know the topic? And what is their biggest concern? Let's stop right here. Knowing your audience. Tell me, this is the key thing that you brought up, Becky, that you said was a barrier to this part of your preparation. Give me an example.
So, Michelle, I think you can probably relate to this. So we're a branding firm, and depending on the client, we offer different things. And so getting to know their pain point, a lot of times, especially when we're at like the national conferences, and we're going around, we're meeting people. I have a wingman with me. She's my strategist. And so she's really good because I'll like start the conversation. I'll try to open it with who we are. And she can relate, some of the work that we've done. So she can tailor really quickly because she was so involved in all the work. So when I try to do a pitch, I'm trying to reach a CPG company, a service company, somebody that's got a new brand, somebody that has an old brand that they're trying to refresh. And so I'm trying to reach everybody in that first pitch.
Right.
Because I don't know. Until I can find out where their pain point is or what they do, then I can kind of tailor it. So I really like what you said, to at least have a bunch of different stories. So the minute I know like where their pain point is or what their product or service is, then I can kind of pivot. But that just means being more prepared, because now I've got to have multiple.
You do. But I'm going to tell you, Becky, you've been in this for a while. So, and I want to give everyone on the call permission to lean into your kind of zone of genius. You all are experts in your field. You have to be if you're going to start your own business. There's something about a special service philosophy, product that you are providing that you feel that you can provide that is better than anyone else in the market, or that is unique. That gives you a great perspective based on your experience that makes you a thought leader in your field. Otherwise, you would not be working for yourself providing this service. So there's probably, if you really think about it, nothing that any of your clients could say or suggest or bring to light that you haven't experienced or don't know already. So when you're talking about pitches, which more makes clarity for me, how often are you doing this like a general pitch to general people? You usually have clients that call you and you kind of come in and you kind of know a little bit about their backstory, right?
Yeah, I think about that as more like a mini or a presentation. When I think of a pitch, I think about my elevator speech where I get on the elevator and I have to say, so what do you do, or what's your firm? And then I've got to pivot really quickly. Or if I'm at like a conference where you're going from exhibit to exhibit and trying to adjust.
Okay, so there's some universal truths here. And I use this language, universal truths, because this is what we use when we're in broadcasting. When we're in broadcasting and every day we have to get a topic and we have to present it to we don't know who on television. You don't know who's behind that lens, who's in the audience. It could be someone from Price Hill, Indian Hill, Bond Hill. It could be a teenager, it could be a senior, it could be anyone. But there are universal truths to whatever we're talking about that connects across the board. So you almost have to put on the hat of like a broadcaster or a reporter and be as generalist as possible. When you meet someone in the elevator and you're trying to give them a pitch, when you're talking to someone in networking, there are probably 2 or 3 things, if you really think about, that are universal truths of how you can help a client, right? For instance, if I'm in the elevator, I'm talking to someone and saying, what do you do? I'm a communication strategist. What is that? Well, I will tell you that from 23 years of broadcast journalism, pretty much 75% of the adults I know don't know how to communicate what they do for a living, right? Like, this is what I really know, right? And what I do is I go in and I help executives remove the barrier that prevents them from communicating effectively. This helps them get clients. It helps them raise their revenue. It helps them attract talent. It helps them just be a better leader. Because this is something that I know. That's blanket enough and universal truth. And then what they'll do is that they'll start asking you questions. Those lines of questions as an indicator of how much they know about the services, how much they need you, and what they need from you. You automatically can pull that out. So for you, if someone's asking about design or marketing, it's that I don't know how many times I've seen a product in a name or a color or a packaging that just didn't work for me. It just fell flat. And I help companies connect with their consumers through visual communications or visual graphics that really resonate, that wants them to be strong supporters, loyalists, and consumers. There is a universal truth to what you do that it covers every pain point for your client. And you have to find a way that is very quickly connects that so they can quickly understand it. And usually it's the form of, I can identify a problem that most people have, and you probably have experienced this too. It could be anything. I don't know how many times I've gone through a grocery store and I've seen this, or I've seen this commercial or whatever, and you just really decode and break down. We're going to get through a little bit more because I want to hear your pitch, and then all of us are going to help Becky through this lens of how she can generalize what she does that could be a blanket elevator pitch for any audience. But outside of a blanket elevator pitch, knowing what your audience needs is important. If you're at the WBEC conference and there are women there who own businesses, it's something specific to a women-owned business. I can't get someone who knows my taste or knows or understands my philosophy and how I connect with my audience. It's very specific. And you can kind of bridge that gap with that, knowing your audience, like generally what is lacking with that demographic. Michelle, how do you feel about this right now?
No, I totally agree, Regina. And I think trying to find those universal connectors that kind of resonates with a broader audience is super key. And that's what I'm always trying to think of as well, too.
Joanne, you said preparing to speak was the one that was stumping you a little bit. Knowing your audience, what has been helpful for you that we can tell Becky that has helped you with pitching with knowing your audience? And is that one of the keys in the preparing to speak document that was challenging, or was there another point? I think no, Miss Kendra. I think it was Miss Kendra, because Miss Kendra was the one who said preparing to speak was the one that was difficult.
No, it's the,
I was having a hot flash already, so.
Girl, you're giving me a hot flash. I'm just sipping over here, trying not to have to fan myself. So I feel you. So don't worry about it. We're all family here.
Thank you.
No problem. Miss Kendra, what do you think?
I was the one struggling with the connecting with the audience and knowing the story to tell. Because like I was saying before, like I have tons of stories that I can tell, but I need to get like one succinct one that I can just, practice and use that.
Right. And that's knowing the audience for the first one, so you know which story you can tell.
No.
Okay. Well, right, that first point, you have a lot of stories that you want to tell them, but it has to be one that aligns with what your audience actually needs, and that comes from knowing your audience. So Becky, let's drill down a little bit of that. So let's practice this part with Becky for a second. Do you have a pitch ready?
I do.
Okay, why don't we all listen to Becky and listen to the pitch, and then let's take this document off for a second. We'll roll through it in a little bit. We'll come back to this, Catherine, in a second. Let's listen to Becky. Let's talk about her pitch, and let's find out that area of how it resonates with an audience. How does that feel? And by the way, Helena, welcome. So glad you can join us. Really appreciate it. And then, because all of us come from a different background, so this is going to be a good test to see how it resonates, generally speaking, with everybody. All right. And we're in the elevator, and here you go. Hey, hello, Becky. How you doing?
I'm well. So let me tell you a little bit about us. At Desky, we've spent 94 years helping organizations connect with their consumers in a simple and memorable way. Did you know that all decisions are made in your emotional brain? That new car you wanted or those new shoes you bought, you made that decision in your emotional brain, and then you justified it with your logical brain. It's not psychology, it's biology. Whether you are large or small, a service or consumer packaged goods company, B2B or not-for-profit, to connect with your clients or consumers, they must make an emotional connection with your brand. That's why we're here. We specialize in developing insightful brand strategies, utilizing different perspectives, and then we bring your unique story to life with beautiful, compelling design. I'm Becky Hyde-Nordlow, CEO of Desky. We've spent 90 plus years helping companies like P&G, Target, and Walmart build and promote their brands. It's ingrained in our DNA. These companies understand the importance of a strong brand. A strong brand is important no matter what your business is. With a strong brand position, CPG products will withstand supply chain and inflation issues, keeping their loyal brand users for the long term. We did this with Brawny. With a strong brand position, your new innovative product will be ready to sell to Target and Walmart. We did this for Jack Links. With a strong brand position, your not-for-profit will have an easier time attracting donors to support your services. We did this for Cradle Cincinnati, a service under Cincinnati Children's Hospital. And with a strong brand position, your service can actually become a movement. Queens Village reduced infant mortality by 42% in 1 year and is now rolling out across the nation. So how are you reaching your consumer?
I love it, everyone. Hey, everyone, round of applause. Tuesday morning, nailed it. I love it. Okay, so we're going to give you some feedback from our perspective, right? And this is generally speaking. So this pitch could be used in a lot of different ways. You're going to take elements of it when you're doing an actual pitch, like a big pitch competition or something bigger and stronger and more formal. You're going to take snippets and elements of it and use it as an elevator pitch. And you're going to take pieces of it when you're just casually talking to different people when you're networking. This is what you can do with your pitch. If it's written correctly, it has enough information, you can take pieces of it and repurpose it. That's going to be helpful for you, Ms. Kendra. So first, let's give Becky some feedback. How did you initially feel?
I love feedback, so don't hold back.
I
Ms.
liked,
Kendra or Michelle? Go ahead.
I was gonna say, Becky, I liked when you started off talking about emotion and emotional branding. And I kind of really wanted even a more detailed example of something really emotive. Like I really wanted to kind of have that super strong hook, and even a little more flourish would have been nice, but you really got me with the emotional branding piece when you started.
I agree. Miss Joanne, let's go to Miss Joanne first. Joanne, what do you think?
I am looking for that story as well for myself and to hear one, because I think that's a really great hook.
Mhm.
I'm not
Yes.
sure what it would be, but I agree.
Perfect.
What's
Kendra?
really interesting, as a side note, I'm trying to find my power cord before my computer dies. Some of the CPG companies, when I did try to use this, they got hooked on the Queen's Village, which was a not-for-profit, but that's what triggered it. Because some of the times I think, okay, if I know what they are, I'm going to tailor that end piece. But anyway.
Perfect. Kendra?
I like the, of course, I'm a data person, so I like the 94 years, you know, and then it gave credibility to believe what you were saying. And then it seemed like you were able to work it in twice. And so it kind of bookend the point that you were making in the middle about the emotional connection. So to me, it was like data and then a story I could connect with and then more data. So I thought that was a good sandwich.
Perfect. Helena, what do you think? And welcome. Helena's joining us from, I think, Washington. So thank you. Athletic training. I remember. Well, let me say, Becky, this is what I loved it. Here are my couple of initial thoughts. We need to shorten it a little bit. You can always add, but we need to shorten it a little bit. So we need to think about the three main things you want people to remember when you're talking to them. Three main things. You could take three main things out of that pitch that really means something to you. Emotion, we help connect it with people, and these are the results. You could start with that. But what means the most to you? Okay, so bring that out. One example. I would use only one example to crystallize what you're saying. You have a million of them, but you have one, right? And I would start with the problem, because that's how people are hardwired. If you think about when you're watching the news, people hate watching the news, and people always say, I don't watch the news anymore, but they do, because it's human nature to be drawn to the dark. It's human nature to be dark. I mean, it just is, right? It's like, I can't stop watching that. You know what I mean? It's human nature to be drawn to things that kind of trigger, alert in our mind, right? And so when people hear, I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's true, right? So when you trigger in their mind what the problem is, and if it's a universal truth and they're already in, like, yeah, you're right, that I do feel that way, or do whatever, but you have the answer to that problem. And then you give an example of how you've done it with data to show how they became incredibly successful. And you punctuate it by, oh, I got 1 million of these because we've been doing this for 94 years. Matter of fact, I mean, if small, medium companies want to be like as successful as P&G has been through our support, we have the receipts to help them with it, because we've worked with the biggest brands ever. And then you just steal it with that icing on the cake, because they will remember that. The other thing is that people remember the first thing you said, and they remember the last thing that you said, right? So if the first thing that you said is that you bring about a problem, or something that is interesting or people didn't really know, or some insight that positions you as a thought leader. For instance, you're educating them and says, you know, people don't buy stuff just because they buy it through emotion. That's what most companies don't get. I've been doing this for 94 years. And the ones that do get it understand how to connect with their audience through emotion, like P&G, when we worked with them on Bronny, and you can deep down into that. We've done the same thing with smaller companies like Queens Village. When companies open up and realize that they need to X, Y, and Z to get X, Y, and Z result, that's how we can come in to support them and show them the way. We've been successful in revenue of X, Y, and Z, and it's almost second nature to us because we've been doing this for 94 years. We're not only working with the P&Gs, but we love to work because we're mission driven, because I know you guys are, right? We work all and up and down the scale. And that is shorter. It's beginning, middle, and end. It answers a problem for them and shows you how you get the results. And here's the key, everyone. You don't want to give them everything. You want to give them just enough so that they're curious and they want to ask you more. Remember I said when they start asking you questions, then you understand like what their pain points are, and then you could jump in with an example or a story. So you just give them enough, just enough of a taste. They start asking questions. That makes you identify what their pain point is, and then you come in and illustrate with a particular relevant story. And then if you want more, happy to go to our website or schedule. So tell me how you feel about that kind of reworking. You've got all the elements. I would just reposition it.
That helps a lot. So
It does?
Yeah.
Okay, yep. Perfect. So I want you to write some of those points down, because you and Joanne are going to be going into a breakout room in a little bit after we get through Joanne's, and we are going to start practicing. Okay? So there's that. Does anyone have any questions? First of all, let's welcome Helena. She's amazing. She thought that Becky's pitch was great and agrees that it needs to be shorter. Yes, a little bit shorter, just enough time, right? Just enough time. Anyone want to add anything else into that real fast? Nope. Okay, so Ms. Catherine, can you pull up the preparing to speak document again, and let's go through some of the other points. And Joanne, we're going to kind of like pinpoint with you a little bit, and then we're going to get to storytelling, and then I want to get everybody into the breakout room. I'm trying to see what time it is right now, 9:30. Perfect, we got great timing here. Okay, let's have the preparing to speak document.
Okay. Can everybody see?
And if you don't have the document, it is in the chat, thanks to Ms. Catherine. She put it in the chat for you.
Oh, we're back.
Okay.
I can see it.
Okay.
Awesome. Okay, preparing to speak. Is this the second point? Ah, what headline do you want? This is what I love. Okay, when you're writing your pitch, write the sentence that sums up your talk, speech, or presentation in one sentence. That is going to help you be very concise in your language, right? If we were to write a headline, and I'm just thinking right now for Miss Becky, for her pitch, is that her company is almost a century old, right? 100 years, 94 years, have been helping large, medium, small, global brands connect their products with their desired audience through emotion that results in larger revenue streams or deeper brand loyal connections. A little bit longer than a headline, but a little bit it has the essence of what she's trying to say. She's been around for a long time. She knows what she's doing. She's worked with these big brands with great results. And the key here, which is different from what other companies may do, is the psychology around connecting product consumer through emotion and visual communication through that connection. That is the differentiator for her. So that has to be in the headline. Let's go to the next one, the next point. Keep it simple. 3 main points. If you think of only 3 main points you want people to remember about you, it keeps it short. Becky, if you could think of 3 main points you want people to remember about you, what are those 3 main things?
Emotion, I think you even mentioned this, the emotional connection, the results, and connecting with your consumer, which is connection. That's kind of double. Maybe the 94 years sometimes makes a difference too.
Okay, and so here's the other thing. It's 94 years and it's women owned and run. So we're going to put that in there because that's incredibly important, right? So I've been doing this for a century, women own and run. Our philosophy and strategy that we use centers emotion deeply in the process, which results in deeper brand loyalty. The results are obvious because we've done it for P&G, Kyle Brands, X, Y, and Z, and they're all repeat customers. You want people to know you've been around a long time. There's a very specific way that you treat your clients and the philosophy and the lens that you use, and here are the results. They can go check it out for themselves. Joanne, if you were to think for your pitch, 3 main things that you want people to know about you, and if they had to sum it up in a headline after you talk to them, what would be the 3 main things?
Well, that I love the environment. Saving the planet is extremely important. And I have a way to help do that.
You love the environment. And so what is you're not a trainer, right? No, that's Helena. What is
No.
your
just-
business, Miss Joanne?
I'm sorry, I'm in a tank top because I get hot flashes so bad these days.
It's no problem.
I
It's no
barely
problem.
sleep at night. That's why I have bags under my eyes, but
Oh no.
it's all
No, that's
called
fine.
menopause. I'm in menopause.
Yes. I think I'm at least another person on there, me, isn't that? So it's fine. So what is your business, Miss Joanne?
So my company collects packaging materials out of the manufacturing facilities, brings it back to our warehouse where we inspect it for quality. We send it back out to the suppliers who initially sent it in, and they reuse it.
Okay. So
Like cardboard, foam, plastic, all of it. And it just depends on what condition it's in, whether it can be reused once, twice, 10 times.
what's the benefit for a company to do this?
They really don't care about the planet from what but it is environmental benefits where we save trees, oil, water, a landfill space. But what they're wanting is money. If I can't give them a cost savings on top of that, then they're really not interested. So we struggle with that.
So by using these recyclable materials, by taking them and repurposing them and sending them back, you're saving them money that they can invest in other parts of their company.
Most of the time, yeah, they're definitely saving money, but they want more. Yeah, I work with the automotive suppliers.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And
cost savings.
Yeah.
Cost savings. And also because resources are so scarce and getting scarce as the years go by, it is protecting the planet, which should be, even if they don't believe it, most companies have this in a mission that they own. Is being environmentally friendly, and to up that score to be sustainable and environmentally friendly, you are the company to help them get there through this service.
Right.
Okay. So the environment is pretty key in that one. Okay, perfect. Kendra, what are your top 3 main points? And if someone were to listen to you, what would be their headline?
Sorry, I'm trying to get back to this where I can see you guys. Oh, man. Oh, there you guys are. Okay. Well, I want to talk about that my company is a legacy of Manuel Bickley, who was my great grandfather, and how he started businesses at the turn of the century. So he was the grandson of an enslaved person, but he was able to create 4 businesses and build up the community around him through his businesses. And then everybody between himself and me has been an entrepreneur. And so I'm continuing that legacy, and I'm not just running a business just to enrich myself, but I want to help other people rise with me.
So what is your business?
I sell packaging supplies.
Are you listening, Becky?
Mhm.
Are you listening, Michelle? Oh my gosh. Okay, you sell packaging supplies. I'm not in that industry. What does that mean?
Boxes, bags, things that you need to pack up your product, ship your product, and store your product. Bins,
Okay.
pallets, all those kind of industrial supplies.
Okay. And so you run a packaging supply company
Mhm,
and you are a fifth generation entrepreneur,
mhm.
which comes with it best in class service, customer service, supply chain expertise.
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sure you hire, how many people do you hire? You have like people who you're employed, and
right. So
how many people are your team?
I've got a pool of 60 people. So I haven't hired my first employee yet, but that's hopefully going to happen this year.
It will.
Right. And so I should be, I pull from this pool of 1099 contractors, but I also
Yes.
purpose to do business with other small and medium-sized businesses to provide services instead of having staff myself.
What is the one service that you provide to your customers that is different from other packaging supply companies?
So I created something called a DSQ, and it's a tool that scientifically helps me match products to what is best for the customer needs. And so 79% of the time, it finds a solution that my competitors didn't think to mention to the person. And so
Okay,
it
so
provides, it saves, like, it can save you money or it can get you better performance.
okay, so here's a couple of things. 3 things. Innovation and technology that you're using to help service your clients with best in class packaged goods supply company
Mhm.
that is the 5th generation entrepreneur that provides best in class customer service to save money, efficiency, and new ways of that customer serving their clients.
Mm.
Okay, 3 things in kind of a headline. It's legacy, right? 5th generation entrepreneur. When I hear that, I'm like, you know everything because it's been handed down, handed down. Using technology and innovation, which is really key right now with people. They love to hear that. You're not just guessing. Not
Right.
only do you have a legacy and just years of experience of running this business, running a business, but you also use new innovation and technology to provide solutions to your clients. And you can provide it with efficiency, swiftness, and creativity, which is innovation.
Yeah.
Okay. So think about that. Miss, who else do we have here? Miss Melissa, tell me about your 3 things. What 3 things would you say that you think are the key points for your elevator pitch, and how would it sound in a headline? Michelle, so sorry.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you were calling me up. Yeah, so I think my elevator pitch and the headline is all about the brand evaluator helps businesses convey why they are invaluable, and that the 3 points are that customers don't often understand the full value a business brings. And the brand evaluator does this by helping businesses understand their key strengths through our proprietary brand scorecard and assessment. And then we use those key strengths to articulate a clear point of difference that amplifies and elevates a business's full value to amplify and elevate a business's full value.
Well, and to do that, it allows them to be strategic in who their clients are, their consumers are, and provide to them that special sauce that will make them loyal customers. You're not just kind of shooting in the dark. Okay, so the brand evaluator is a software, right?
It's a tool. Yeah.
It's a tool. Okay, like that. It's a tool. And how many different clients, like range of clients that you have?
Kind of like Becky with Desky, we work on a variety of clients. It's B2B and B2C. So it spans the spectrum.
Tell me exactly, in about 10 words or less, why should they use this tool to identify what's so special about their own brand?
Because businesses or customers don't buy just what you do, they buy why you do it, and really getting behind what makes you different and what is your clear point of difference really helps customers resonate and kind of reassure them on that they're making the right choice.
So that is what you lead in with your pitch. And you follow that up with, we have the tool uniquely created to help businesses identify what that sweet spot is that makes their customers resonate with them and allows them to rinse and repeat to get more customers and deepen the loyalty of their existing customers. This goes back to what I said before, and I'm hoping everybody remembers this, of starting with what the problem is, identifying why you do this. If I were to talk about what I do, I would say there are like 3 different areas that I know for sure after decades of being in journalism that every company and every person always falls short of when it comes to speaking effectively. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to say it, and they don't know who they're speaking to. I remove those barriers to help them connect with their audience with impact and with more efficiency by giving them the language to use, teaching them how to say it, and targeting the specific audience so that their message doesn't get lost. Start with the problem, 3 things you want them to remember, elevating yourself up as a thought leader in this, right? You don't have to be specific, but you just have to elevate yourself. You are actually the expert in this area. Give a short example of who you may have worked with, and then you leave it open for them to ask questions. But then it gets us to this next point on this sheet. What do you want your audience to do? Write out 3 desired actions. Whenever you're doing your pitch, you kind of want to leave them with something, right? I wish more people knew this so that they could just be more successful. I wish more companies did this so it would cut down the time for X, Y, and Z. I just wish that more industries adopted this to save our environment and to be more sustainable. So X, Y, and Z. If you want to learn more, if you're interested, I'm happy to. Go to my website for more information. If you're curious, please email me. Give them something to do at the end as a hook. Ms. Helena, I know that you're joining us from Washington. I don't know if you're able to have your audio on, but
yeah.
just,
Can you hear
good. I can hear you. So tell me, how are you feeling about some of this stuff? What do you think?
I absolutely love what you're teaching us. It's bang on. And while you were speaking, I actually did my little speech or my little pitch.
Wonderful.
Thank you. My 3 top are the purpose, how long, and what my services and products are, and what clients I have serviced in the past. Did you want me to just quickly say my pitch, or is that for the breakout?
Why not? Are we ready? Let's listen to Helena's pitch right now. Yes, Miss Helena, go for it.
All right. Today, I'm going to help you get up, move, unleash your inner athlete. Be it, live it. For 40 years, Velocity Athletic Training has been breaking the barriers in corporate wellness. Our clients include the Bank of Canada, Industrial Alliance, and various individual corporate heads of corporations. Our products, we sell supplements, top of the line supplements by Pure Encapsulations, which I'm certified by Dr. Heim. We also do personal training services. We also do fitness classes, corporate wellness fitness facility management. We will set up a fitness facility for you, manage it and program it, and make you healthy and strong. I hope that's good.
I love it. I love it. Everybody, round of applause. Helena, thank you so much. What courage. What courage. I love it. I love it. Okay, so let's dive down into this. This is how we're going to do the rest of the day. We're going to dive down into this. I'm going to jump out and go through the storytelling worksheet really fast and go through that. And then we are going to break out into groups, and we're going to test out our pitches again using the things that we have gone through in these worksheets. We're going to come back, and every single person is going to do their pitch, and we're going to translate it for you very quickly, how we can build it up and enhance it and give you something to practice going forward. This is being recorded, so lucky for you, you're also going to get a link to this so you'll be able to see it later. Is everybody on board with that and the way we're going to move ahead? Perfect. Okay, so first of all, let me say this about your pitch, Miss Helena. I love what you said, is that we unlock your little athlete inside of you, right? I would even, did anyone else like that? I love it, right? I love it, right? You're already telling people you are already in the win zone. You're already over here in the positive, because you use the word unlock the athlete inside of you, right? So that feels good to me when I hear that and someone brought that to me. But what also would make it stronger if you started off with, everybody has a little bit of an athlete in them. Everybody does. And certainly people who run companies and CEOs have a little bit of athlete in them. I am here to help you unlock that for the optimum wellness, mentally, emotionally, physically, so that you can be, the Olympian of your industry. And then you move forward. Then they're like, oh, really? I'd like to be an Olympian. Oh, yes, I'd like to be healthy. Oh, I'd like to do. And because I know that CEOs or corporations or people who are blah, 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 have very little time, my services enable you to optimize your time to get the most out of your wellness journey in a short amount of time. And we do that in 3 areas: with pure supplements, with efficient, diagnostic, and with a little bit of fun, right? And so you always want to make sure you want people to smile. If people want to perform as Olympians in their jobs, they have to take care of themselves first. That's the hardest part. And I give you permission to do that, something like that. Mm-hmm. So 3 things: identify the problem and show how it helps them in the end. Does someone else want to jump in here? Because now this is an advanced class. How else can we help Helena shorten that up a little bit, get to the 3 statements, make a headline, and just grab people in the beginning? Becky, you should be an expert at this right now because you jumped us off on this.
Actually, I thought she had so much energy in the beginning. One thought I had is probably with 1 sentence, there's probably a lot of research out there that the healthy companies are the successful companies, are the healthy. When you have a healthy staff, then you can meet, the requirements of the job and get the work done, or whatever it is. But I think there could be that one factoid that could be built in there. But I loved, and you're right. The beginning grabbed me and the ending grabbed me.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah, interesting. Mm-hmm.
I love it. I love it. Okay, let's go down the list. Michelle, what do you think?
I apologize. I was kind of focused on my pitch.
Okay, that's fine. So then, what? Let's jump into your pitch right now. I want to hear yours, and then I want to hear Kendra's, and then I want to hear Joanne, and then we're going to go into our breakout rooms, and then we'll come back. Okay, Michelle, you're on.
Okay. What if I gave you $10,000 right now to invest in your business? What would you do with it? What I often hear when I ask a lot of different customers and associates of this question, I hear answers of what we would do. I need to upgrade my product, or how I would do it. I need to invest in a sales force or in a new technology. But what I don't often hear is investing in the why we do it. And customers don't buy just what we do, they buy why we do it. The Havas Group has a study that says that if 75% of brands or services disappeared today, consumers could feel like they could often be easily replaced. So how do you stay in that 25%? How do you go from being valued to invaluable? The brand evaluator helps businesses convey why they are invaluable. We leverage our proprietary brand scorecard that tells you your key strengths. We combine that with our 20 years of brand building experience to create an impactful brand design and message that not just amplifies, but brings to life what you do best, elevating your customer value and accelerating your business's growth. So I invite you today to come take our brand assessment scorecard. It takes 30 days. You'll see exactly where you stand and 3 action steps that you can start tomorrow.
Woo! Love it. 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 I'm going to tell you one thing, and then we're going to get to Kendra. And that is, this is for everybody. Okay. When you are doing your pitch, what I'm hearing from you is words. These are not words. Okay. This is who you are. You know this. And this happens all the time with executives. They kind of get in their head. And so they read the words and it just feels like just language instead of a conversation. I'm going to give you permission to really own every single thing that you say, which is why I say you have to be concise, short and concise. You don't need a blizzard of words. You need an economy of words to keep people interested. Whenever you're doing your pitch, I don't care if it's a stranger in the elevator, or someone at a cocktail party, or you're on stage, you have to imagine that you're saying this to a relative or a neighbor or someone you know. It will relax you. It will give you a conversational voice, and you'll say it with more ease, and it'll be more convincing. Okay? For instance, Michelle, very quickly, 75% of all brands, this is a fact from the Halsey study or whatever the study is, that 75% of all brands are replaceable. Consumers today are fickle. We see it all the time. If 75% of the brands dropped off the shelves tomorrow, consumers are so fickle, they'd be like, I can replace them. Do you feel like your brand is replaceable? Of course you don't. Do you want to know for sure? I have a tool that we have created, X, Y, and Z, that can clearly identify what is your brand promise and what makes you so special for your customers. Don't you want to know what that secret sauce is so you can communicate more effectively and quickly and identify the customers for you? Not only identify, get them, keep them, and deepen the relationship. It's easy. This tool that I have takes X, Y, blah, blah, blah. I can show you on my website, call to action, X, Y, and Z. Considerably shorter, identify the problem, tell them, illuminating it through a story, right? We talked about all these brands that can fall off. Tell them how you can solve it and give them a call to action. Kendra, you're next. You're up. 3 headlines, headline, what you want people to think about. What is your pitch? Let's do this.
Okay. So what I brought to today, I am scrapping. So I'm going to try to do this on the fly here.
You're fine.
All right, here we go. Okay.
First of all, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And smile. You
Okay.
guys have something to smile about. You're talking about your companies. I want to see some joy. Okay. You got the antidote. Okay. So just tell me. All right. Now you're on. Hit it.
Okay. When I was a kid, my parents bought a new refrigerator and they stored the box it came in the back room so that they could sit it out on trash day. I was able to play with that box for 2 whole days, and that box became everything to me. I tilted it against the couch and it became a slide. I turned it on its side, it became a spaceship. I got inside, it was a cave. I just completely did everything and enjoyed myself in that box. And then I saw it put on the curb and just thrown away in the trash. And in that moment, I learned that certain things that aren't appreciated, even though they can contribute so much value to the world. So today what I want to do is talk to you about packaging. Did you know that the average retailer loses 4% of its revenue due to products that it can't sell because it's damaged somehow during transportation, or if 4% has been damaged due to transportation, forget the other fact.
That's okay. Take your time.
Or it has to be discounted because it's been damaged. 4% sounds like a small number, but it's really a lot to lose when really all you have to do is have good packaging, and then you don't have to have those type of losses. So Bickley Innovations, we supply packaging supplies that help you pack your product, transport your product, and store your product. What makes this difference is we've developed a tool called the DSQ. And what the DSQ tool does is it finds the best fit packaging for what your product needs. The best fit product, the DSQ's success rate of 79%. We find solutions that our competitors never even thought to mention to you. And we can find better solutions because we offer 1.8 million items. And so we're not selling to you what we have. We have such a breadth of things. We're selling to you what you actually need. We found better solutions for corporations like MGM Casino and Resorts. And we found better solutions for startup companies like My Root Hair Therapy, which is a shampoo company in California. So I'm asking that you visit my website and take a look at our store. What you'll see there is 30,000 of our 1.8, and then give us a call and we can talk to you and see if we can find better solutions for you.
Everybody, yay, Kendra, well done. Well done. That's a lot of information. That's a lot of information. That is well done. All right, very quickly, initial thoughts. There's a 4% number. What does that equate to in dollars and cents? No, Becky shaking your head, Michelle, Joanne, you shaking your head on this. Yes, exactly. What does that 4% translate to? Out of all companies, on average, companies lose 4% of their packaged goods that can't use because it's damaged from shipping and travel and all the stuff. People just don't care about your stuff anymore, and they're damaged and they can't use it. And that means it's up to a loss of $5 billion a year on product that can't be used or sold because it was damaged through transport.
Yeah.
What if companies were able to shave that number off by half? Some things are just going to get damaged, right? But if we can shave that number off, they save X amount of dollars in product that they can sell to their consumer. What if there was a tool that identified more than 100 different possibilities to make sure that product was safely and securely transported from beginning to end? We have that tool. It is X, Y, and Z, and it saves companies from this big to in the middle on millions of dollars a year in shipping of packaged goods. And if you want to know how it feels to lose something that has been packaged, just think about when you're a kid. When I was a kid, we had the refrigerator box and it was on the outside, and then I turned it into a cape, I turned it into a fort, and I turned it into a studio. And then one day it ended up on the trash. Heartbreaking. That's exactly how CEOs feel when their packaged goods are coming back to them because they're destroyed just because of shipping. We can save you the tears. More importantly, we can save you the money. And that makes you invest in more into your company. And we've been doing this for years because I'm a 5th generation entrepreneur. So I know all of the blah, 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 compared with the innovation and the technology. It's a winning situation. If you want some examples, go to my website. Why keep losing money? You can save money tomorrow. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
How's that feel?
Seamless.
Good?
Yeah.
Everybody else, thumbs up? Got it. All right, Miss Joanne, you're on. Let's do this. Woo! All right, 3 headlines. The headline, 3 main things. If you got somebody's attention and you could talk to them about your product, Let's do this.
Okay, here we go. Well, do you have an excessive amount of packaging material tying up your employees' time and costing you thousands of dollars on disposal charges? Well, wouldn't it be nice if this material could save you money instead? Well, I'm here to tell you that it can. Hi, I'm Joanne Harris, and I'm the owner and CEO of Real Quality Services Incorporated. My company specializes in reclaiming and used packaging materials so that they can be reused once, twice, or even an infinite number of times. Since the inception of the reuse program, we have saved over 150,000 tons of trees. I'm sorry, just trees. 1 million gallons of water, 72,000 gallons of oil, and 18,000 cubic yards of landfill space. We have also paid over $500,000 in rebates to our partner OEMs and sequence centers. Our planet needs help. These days, everyone is talking about how to reduce waste and combat global warming. Our oceans are overrun with excessive debris. We are passionate about saving trees, water, and other resources that our planet needs to thrive. Over 60 Tier 1 and Tier 2 suppliers have participated in the reuse program. We are a certified WBE and are ISO certified as well as an A+ member of the Better Business Bureau. Contact me today and I'll show you how you can save your money.
Oh my God, everybody. Woohoo! All right, instant feedback from our team, everybody on the call. One person give you instant feedback of what you thought about it. We'll start with Helena. What did you think, Helena?
That was fantastic. It was so bang on. Like it covered everything that we're talking about. And she had great energy. I loved it.
Perfect. Miss Becky.
You did great. Yes, energy and very informative. You did great.
Thanks.
I love it,
still
Michelle.
shaking.
Don't shake. This is you. You're saving the planet and you're saving companies money. You're pulling them on this environmental train, whether they think they're on it or not. You're doing one step at a time, a ripple effect of saving dollars, saving money, saving the planet. You're a hero. You're a hero. Okay, Michelle, what do you think?
The part that really hooked me was the idea of reused. And I just really wanted to know how you do that, Joanne. Like, I really kind of wanted to hear about what's so unique about what you do, that, because reuse sounds so different and unique to me. That really got me.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, what's good about that is that that's a question that would also, someone would follow up with you on, and then you could dive into that and give an example.
Okay.
Perfect. Miss Kendra.
I felt like I was at the beach and it was just waves of information coming in on me. I thought that was awesome.
I love it.
too
I
much?
love it. I don't think so, but I will say this with everyone. You can shorten it a little bit. And this is where preparation comes. This is where looking through these documents and really writing down over and over and over and over again your answers to get them as sharp and sharp and sharp and efficient as possible so that it is crisp. Always thinking about what's that headline you want people to remember after they leave you? What is it that you want them to know about you? What are the 3 things you want them to know? Maybe it's only 2. You want just enough to stoke their curiosity to ask you a question for a follow-up and then lead them to a call to action or the website. Miss Catherine, can you pull up the storytelling very quickly? I want to go through that very fast. We're going to go into breakout rooms we can do this. We're going to the breakout rooms for 5 minutes. 5 minutes, you all should be able to do your elevator pitch. It should not take you longer than 60 seconds. So start cutting. Okay, storytelling. Storytelling essentials. And while you're cutting, I'm going to read through this a little bit just for to put it in your mind when you go into the pitch. You scroll up a little bit, Miss Catherine. Okay, what's it about? Write in 1 sentence. What is it about? With Joanne, we save the planet and we've saved money by using reusable products so there's zero waste. Miss Kendra, we use innovation and technology to identify efficient ways for companies to package their goods so they safely and wholly get to their destination, reducing the waste. and losing billions of dollars in products not being able to be sold. Michelle, we have a specially unique created tool that allows companies to clearly identify what their brand promise is and how that connects with their consumers, reducing the time in which they identify their potential clients and deepening the relationship with their clients. Becky, we are experts in helping our clients connect their product to the consumers using using the universal tool of emotion in a very strategic way to amplify that unique brand promise to their consumers. Helena, we help CEOs and executives become Olympians in their life by helping them become optimal in their health and wellness journey through natural supplements, training, X, Y, and Z in a short amount of time. Okay? Why does this matter to you? Always. That usually comes from a problem, right? What's the problem? Why should they matter? That's the problem. Go up a little bit more, Miss Catherine. Why should it matter to your audience? The first question, why should it matter to you? This may be a little much for this particular pitch, but it's good to think about. Whenever you're pitching something, why do you care about it? Why did you decide to do this? Kendra, you're a 5th generation entrepreneur. You know, Becky, you're a woman-owned business and you've been doing this for 94 years. Michelle, you have seen how brands misstep, and you know that this can cut down. They don't even do the work of understanding themselves and their why. Joanne, hold on a second, getting my thoughts together. Joanne, you're saving the planet. Who doesn't want to save the planet? Companies always give lip service to this, but now they actually have a roadmap to be able to do it in a real way, right? So that's how it matters to you. Why should it matter to your audience? They either save them money, get more money, to be a good global citizen, to be a leader in their industry. Go up a little bit more because I'm running out of time here. I'm always running out of time. And then keep it simple. We go back to that, right? Keep it simple. So Catherine's going to run this part. She's going to put you guys in different pods, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's do 2. 3 in one and 2 in the other one. Break off, and then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's Miss Valerie. How are you? Were you in our first one? Were you in our first session?
I was in the very first session. I tried to get into this one, but the links were not working. And then someone I had to reach out, and someone was able to send me the correct link to get in. So I apologize for not being on at the beginning.
It's not your fault at all, but thank you for joining us. But you've been listening, right? So you kind of know what we're doing, right?
Yes.
A little bit? Okay, so I want you to email me later and you and I can have a one-on-one. How about that?
Absolutely.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3 and 3. What we're gonna do, 5 minutes. You guys can do this, okay? In 60 seconds, pretend like you're on television. You got this is for your life, okay? 60 seconds. I want you to tell me, pitch to each other, this is my company. 3 things. This is a headline. And even if it feels unfinished, don't worry, but just get used to doing the brevity. Do not run down this clock, okay? You have the time. Go into your breakout rooms, then come back, and we're gonna do a speed pitch, okay? Speed pitch. And we're gonna give you one thing to work on before you leave after we do that speed pitch, right? So go in, do your pitches, very quickly respond, please. Everyone should be able to speak, okay? And go.
Hello.
You should get your rooms and then go in. And then Catherine will bring you back. Okay. How's it going? What do you think?
I think it's going well.
You do? Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right. It's almost better if it's smaller.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. They get a little bit more FaceTime with you. And they were all able to share their pictures, which is
yeah. And now they can work with each other. What's wrong? Time. We're making good time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. First of all, how did it feel? Hi, Miss Helena.
It was
I like
good.
your setup. Looks amazing. Okay, thumbs up. How did it feel? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Was it terrible? Did I forget anything? Do you think kind of okay? Becky, what's going on? What happened?
We needed more time. So,
Okay.
Women.
Okay.
Sorry, that was a bad thing. But we really care about each other and we want to hear, and we just didn't have enough time to get around, but that's okay. It was good.
Okay. That's fine. That's right. I get it. Right. It also is an exercise of trying to make it as efficient as possible. Right. So what I'm going to do is right now, just very level set very quickly. And that is going to offer you all to email me, Regina at rightnow.com, RIGHTNOW.com. I'll put it in the chat. How about that? Email me. Let's set up a time to talk by phone or virtual. I'll get you on my calendar and let's do a half an hour session because you guys were so great about getting on today. So I'll do a half an hour session with you. And there's someone else who dropped off. Yay, Kendra! Cool. Oh, yes. And Miss Valerie, you and I can spend a little bit more time together. Okay. Maybe we might get in face to face because you got on at the end. Okay. Very quickly. We're going to do this very quickly. One suggestion for each person, and we're going to get you off as quickly as possible. I'm saying 60 seconds, folks. So who wants to go first?
Are we doing our pitch?
Yep.
I can do mine first. I have no problem with that.
All right. Perfect.
Hello, everybody. I am Chef Valerie Williams, the owner of My Little Bites of Heaven catering services, where you will get taste bud wasted. Our motto is that we tantalize taste buds one bite at a time. Whether you need private chef services, whether you want someone to come in and teach you how to meal prep and plan your meals, whether you want to purchase some of our heat and eat ready meals that go from freezer to microwave in less than 3 minutes, I am your woman. I do everything from private chef services to full-scale events. Please look me up on My Little Bites of Heaven catering.com and let us help you get taste bud wasted. Have a great day.
Wow. I love it. Fantastic. Fantastic. A couple things. So we're going to slow down. We're going to put some pauses in there. We're going to look for a word that is equivalent to wasted. Intoxicating taste buds, intoxicating your taste buds, tantalizing your taste, something. Wasted can be translated into something like, oh, I'm just done. Do you know what I mean? So
we also do we have two shirts. One is taste bud wasted and one is taste bud slayed. So.
Oh, I like both of them. So email me that. First thing is to slow down. So Kendra, you're on.
All right. Did you know? Yeah, let me. Hello.
Yes.
Did you know that the average retailer loses 4% of their revenue for products that arrive that are damaged and they cannot resell them, or they have to do a deep discount? Wouldn't it be nice to be able to pack and ship and store your items in a way that you can get the most value from them? Well, at Bickley Innovations, we've provided that solution. We have a DSQ tool that we created that helps companies discover the best optimum packaging for their needs. You can reach us at BickleyLLC.com. Take a look at our online store and see what we can do for you. I didn't even say my name, but okay.
Minute, this is round of applause. Did we hear the first one she did that was like,
yeah,
very comprehensive, right? And this one, it's like you really shortened it in a short amount of time. You're amazing. The way you translated that, you are amazing. Okay, you're going to email me. We're going to get you saying it like you believe it.
Yeah.
You're reading it now. This is you. You know this. We're going to get you saying it like you believe it, and you're going to nail it. Okay? Perfect. Round of applause. Wonderful. Wonderful. Miss Becky, you're on.
At Desky, we've spent 94 years helping organizations connect with their consumers in a simple and memorable way. Did you know that all decisions are made in the emotional brain? That new car you wanted, those new shoes you bought, you made that decision in your emotional brain and then justified it in your logical part of your brain. It's psychology, it's biology, not psychology. We help you connect with your clients and consumers. To help you connect with your clients and consumers, they must make an emotional connection with your brand. And that's why we're here. We are experts in developing insightful brand strategies, utilizing different perspectives, and then we bring your unique story to life with beautiful, compelling design. I'm Becky Hyde-Nordlow, CEO of Desky, a woman-owned firm. We've spent 90 plus years helping companies like P&G, Target, Walmart build and promote their brands. It's ingrained in our DNA. A strong brand is important no matter what your business is. It can help you withstand supply chain issues, bring new products to life, and actually become a movement.
Woo!
Call me for more information. Sorry.
I love it. I'm going to suggest one thing. Instead of biology, it's science, not psychology.
Thank you.
It's science, not psychology, right? And I made you just smile. You know this. Like, you know this, girl, right? And you've seen the results. And you are the scientist. You are the you studied this, you know this without the back of your hand. Perfect. I love it. It's in our DNA and that connects all the dots. I love it. Perfect. Woo-hoo! All right, here we go. Now, Michelle, you're next.
There is one single fact that keeps me up at night, and it's this. 75% of brands and services that we use today would disappear. Consumers feel like they could be easily replaced. Will your brand be in the top 25%? It means going on being valued to becoming invaluable. The brand evaluator helps businesses convey why they are invaluable. We leverage our proprietary brand scorecard combined with our 20 years of brand building expertise to design brand messaging and communications that amplify what you do best and elevate your true value. I invite you to learn for yourself and take our brand assessment. In 30 days or less, you'll understand your key strengths. And yeah, ta-da. Sorry. I got nervous.
Woo. So how does that feel? At the beginning, more comprehensive. Here you drill down. How did it feel saying that?
It felt good. I started to see faces and get some positive reaction. So that really helped.
Yay. Yeah. All right. Congratulations. Woo, woo, woo. All right. So Joanne, you are next.
Okay. Do you have an excessive amount of packaging material tying up your employees' time and costing you thousands of dollars in disposal charges? Wouldn't it be nice if this material could save you money instead? Well, I'm here to tell you that it can. My name is Joanne Harris, and I'm the owner and CEO of Real Quality Services. My company specializes in reclaiming and used packaging materials so that they can be reused once, twice, or even an infinite number of times. Contact me today and let me show you how RQS can reduce your carbon footprint and save you money.
Hey now, hey. You guys, listen, what's going on here? You didn't need me. You already knew this stuff. Listen to this. Amazing. I love it. Cadence, smooth, problem, how you can solve it. We're going to drop in a little bit more tasty bits in here, okay? That really sets you apart from everybody else, that makes your value just undeniable, okay? So email me. We're going to do that. Everyone, she did an amazing job, didn't she? Amazing. All right, now, Helena, you saving souls and saving lives. So tell me what you're going to do. Tell me about your pitch today, Miss Helena.
All right, ladies, today I'm going to tell you and teach you about how to get up, move, unleash your inner athlete. You're going to be it and you are going to live it. For 40 years, Velocity Athletic Training not only has helped corporate heads and their corporate culture unleash, but we've helped you unlock how to get fit, healthy, strong. Through our constant research and development, of on-site fitness facilities. We ensure your corporate culture is receiving the most current programming in personal training, functional nutrition, and supplementation, workshops, webinars, fitness programming, and classes. And by the end of the day, you are still energetic. I think that's where I stopped.
Listen, hooray, you had me at hello. You had me at hello. My goodness, Helena, that's amazing. What we're gonna do for you is we're gonna drop in, I like the part on site. You know why this is key? Companies are trying to get people back into the office. They want them to be hybrid and back in. This helps with retention, recruitment. It helps with culture. And then you're just making everybody fit. You're making everybody healthy, and a healthy workforce is a thriving and successful and productive workforce. And people want to be a part of that community. You are doing so much here, and we're going to pull that out and drop that in for you when you and I do a little more of a deep dive. Helena, that was perfect. Absolutely perfect. I would everyone give each other a round of applause. You guys were amazing, just so wonderful. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know we're running over to join us and to do this. Any last thoughts from anybody about this session and how it was helpful for you? Any last thoughts?
It gave me some more confidence.
Yay!
Which
You
I
didn't need
need.
it. You did not need it. You were amazing. You're amazing. Becky, thank you so much. I'm glad it was helpful. Anybody else? Michelle, Valerie?
This is Helena speaking. I'm off camera. My hair looks horrible. I have no makeup on. I don't want to be on camera.
Me either.
You know what? My first session with you, Regina, I felt that energetic. You're phenomenal. You're phenomenal. I love you. This has got to be the best webinar I've attended. Not to downplay anybody else. Everybody's talented in their own way, but there's your vibe, your energy to help just lifts us up. And this morning I couldn't get into the Zoom room. I was like frantic, and then I finally got in. I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to write? But you know what? In such a short period of time, I was able, just from the way you present and you lift us, I was able to write something and put it together and just go, I've got a lot of energy right now. And thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you, ladies, for your feedback.
Listen, no problem at all. I know we're running out of time, and I'm very, very sensitive to that, but I want to say thank you for showing up completely and dialing in. This should not be terrible feeling of trying to get your pitch. This should not be difficult to try to put into words and convey who you are, what you represent, and your value to the community. I am here to help remove that barrier for you so you can do that flawlessly. And in a short amount of time, look how much you guys have leveled up how you are communicating your business. Please reach out to me on my email. Let's set up some time, again, Zoom or in person, to kind of deep dive a little bit more. I can offer a half an hour, and we could talk about maybe a longer engagement of working together. Please send any, we might do a survey after the end of this. So Ms. Catherine, if we can capture the emails of everyone who is on here and to provide feedback on this webinar and a testimony, if you have it, I would love it. And I'm looking forward to continuing to work with all of you. Good luck to you. You're amazing. You're so amazing. On your way. Keep telling your story.
You're
all
amazing
right?
too.
Yes. Awesome.
Thank you. You guys are so cool. All right. Enjoy the rest of your day.
You
Thank
too.
Oh, and we'll get in touch with Catherine if you want a copy of this link of this webinar. We can send it to you.
Yes. And so the survey is in the chat box. So if you could please click on that, and
what we'll do is that we'll also make sure that, Catherine, we have the emails of everybody who has shown up. Okay. And then we will send them the webinar and the survey in that email. Okay.
Yes, it will be sent out.
Wonderful. And just copy me on it. Okay.
All right. Thank
Lovely.
you.
See you guys.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye. See ya. Catherine, I'll talk to you when I'll jump off.